Hughes, and I'm just doing this demonstration to show off my final products for my Turing Tumble online software project. So this is the interface here. I've got something set up already, but I'll just clear that now. You can see you can just clear it with this. You have to click to confirm. So let's create a register setup like the one in my dissertation. So I'll do it with these, create 4 bits like this. And when they're pointing right, that's when they represent 0. So this will we'll create a counter that will count the amount of balls that have come through. And we're starting with 5 balls in the blue queue. So if we do it, set it up like this, you can see I can just drag them in and it adds them into here. I can also flip them in here to make it a bit quicker for doing these ones here. And then actually, well, I'll just show deleting one, you drag it off like that, and I'll put in an interceptor here. And what this should show is each one coming in, each ball coming in, and this one is irrelevant, I've just realized. And every time this register, as described in the PDF, will increment and show a higher number if you count them in binary, with this being the least significant digit. So currently it's set to 0, this is set to 0, 0, 0. But I'll just run it and we can see how it works. So 1 ball has come through and this now is a 1, these are still 0. Then this gets flipped back to 0, but this one will be turned to 1, so now this now represents 2. And what I'll do is, because this is going to take a while, I'll show you can pause it and actually just iterate it using this to go through. I mean, a bit slower or faster if you want. And it doesn't show the animations, but there we can see that this now represents 5 in binary, with it being 1, 0, 1, 0. I'll just show the behavior of some of the other, I'll just stop this first and then clear the board. Show the behavior of some of the other ones. So we've got the crossover, so if I put this in the middle and have it accessible from 2 different sides, you can see that the crossover, it depends on what direction it comes in to what direction it goes out. And that's the all the other pieces, if you have a piece come in, it'll go the same way, but this one, it depends on what direction it comes from. So I'll just do this, and then we can show off some bits here as well. Actually, you know what? Let's show off the gear bits, because we've already showed off these bits. So the gears link up, the gear bits link up with these red gears, and that's the only use for these red ones. The red gears can go on these slot pegs. They're the only piece that can go on these dots here. All the other ones have to go on these dotted ones. So like a crossover, for example, you can see it green on these but red on these, and that's the same for all the rest of them except from the gear, which can go on any. So I'll show it like this, and we'll just create these paths coming down. And something similar on the other side. And you'll see, so one interesting feature is, because of the gear set manager, these will now be linked if there's one in the middle. Yeah, and then if we add any other ones, they will, well, I guess it has to be on a slot peg. They will join up and they all have to be the same orientation, because otherwise the gears wouldn't work together. So yeah, and you can see that they all turn as one. You can have more complex sets like this, for example, and it all still works. I'll just get rid of these. And then let's have a crossover here. And then go like this. Simplify this a bit. Okay, and now we should be able to see, just check it all works. Both the balls, red and blue, working. And yeah, everything working in sequence. And then yeah, the output sequence is shown at the bottom here. So yeah, now it's entered into the right side, so that means a red ball's triggered instead of a blue. And you can see this is just exactly how it would work on the physical version. Yeah, all these animations and all the SVGs, the piece SVGs, I've designed by hand, which is one of the parts of the project I'm quite proud of. Yeah, so I'll just pause this and iterate through the rest of them so it's quicker. Let's see, we'll get to the end. And I think this should be the last one here. And yeah, because it's reached the left one and there's no more blue balls, 0 left in the queue, this is our final output and the state is finished. Great, thank you for watching this little demo.